Star Radio Sunday Jazz Brunch, time once again for our Share the Journey feature, being brought to you by Living Resources, supporting people with disabilities. And I have the good fortune to talk to the Director of Employment Services, Ian Mott, joins us. Good morning, Ian.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
Ian, one of the things that can define an individual is being able to work and contribute and be a part of the community.
Yes, as an agency, our mission is to provide various services to individuals with disabilities to help them live productive, fulfilling lives. And my team does that in the context of employment. Our department provides supported employment services. Now, that's a model of employment services that provides intensive support to help individuals with disabilities obtain and maintain competitive employment. Goal is always for people to be as independent as possible.
Right, and certainly that initial start, I'm sure you work with them in getting them comfortable for those job interviews.
Absolutely. There's a lot that goes into the employment preparation piece. Even before we're at the place where we're ready to interview, perhaps the individual doesn't quite know what they want to do. Many individuals we work with have little to no experience in employment in the community. So we may do some sort of assessment, whether that be an interest inventory or some other career exploration activity, to help identify a job that is within their interest as well as their abilities and their capabilities. As you mentioned, interview preparation, help with self-advocacy, and really our goal is to kind of bridge that gap to address the barriers an individual might be facing as a result of their disability.
Right. Talking with Ian Mott, Director of Employment Services at Living Resources. And what could you address in your experience to a potential employer that might hesitate regarding a person with disabilities?
Yeah, a great question. There's certainly a large body of evidence that shows that individuals with disabilities are reliable employees. This is, of course, beneficial to employers. Lower turnover rates, rate of attrition. Studies really back up the claims that individuals with disabilities are reliable workers and tend to be there long term. And so we like to talk about all those benefits, including the value of workplace diversity and inclusivity. There's also a large body of research that suggests that a diverse group of people is more likely to find solutions or make better judgment than a homogenous group. So having a creative, diverse workforce really adds a lot of value to business.
The workforce shortage that most employers are challenged with?
Absolutely. It's certainly a job seeker's market right now. And I think individuals with disabilities really represent an untapped resource. They make up over 10 million people. And, it's a group of people with quite a lot to offer. And an unemployment rate is something like 3 times the national average. But it's somewhere in the neighborhood of a quarter of individuals with disabilities are employed, whereas 60% of their able-bodied counterparts are employed. So individuals with disabilities really represent an untapped resource. We're always looking to place people in jobs that are congruent with their abilities, their capabilities, their interests. And if a business has a specific need, we can match a candidate that can satisfy those needs for that employer.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on Share the Journey. We appreciate all that you do. Best of luck in the future, and by all means, a very happy holiday and a Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Thank you so much, Walt. Same to you.
Ian Mott, Director of Employment Services at Living Resources. To find out more information, go to livingresources.com. And join us again next week for Share the Journey on Saratoga's Star Radio.